Thanks for tuning in to Yappin N Shxt, where we as brothers and friends hop on the mics and have conversations. Sometimes they're serious, sometimes they're not. Sometimes we react, and sometimes we just yap. We appreciate you tuning in and hope you enjoy the episode.
What's going on?
What's going on, man?
Not too bad. Keep it a short episode because I'm sure you want to get to dinner and watch Game 4 of the World Series.
Oh yeah,
I know,
absolutely.
yeah, I know, yeah, I know. I know. I've been cheering on um the Dodgers only because like I said, man, I'm not a big baseball fan. By the way, mic check. I'm pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm not a big baseball fan, but Otani, especially in the last couple of years, has made me a fan. Not of just him, but of just like made the game very like fun to watch.
Mhm.
So obviously, I'm going for him in this league. And um honestly, man, yeah. I mean, as you've been watching, and obviously it's not spoilers to anyone who are listening, but um, two of the best players in the league, right? Otani and Aaron Judge
Yeah.
face off, brought their team to the World Series, the final championship, and both of them suck, statistically. I think, honestly, it's going to come down to whoever's going to win this game, whether Dodgers go home with a championship or Yankees survive one game. It's going to come down to Aaron Judge versus Otani. Who's going to get that home run first?
Yeah. I was gonna say they
Yeah.
haven't really needed it's been
Oh
very
yeah.
dramatic, at least
Oh yeah.
the first two games were dramatic. Last night was not as dramatic. Uh,
Yeah.
technically in the ninth inning, the Yankees hit a 2-run home run to claw back a little bit,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Or that first game. I mean, don't get me wrong, man. I know nobody outside of Otani, and I barely know Aaron Judge, only because I know he's always in the conversation of MVP talk. So don't even ask me about him, but I know a little bit more about it. All I know is Otani. But now my favorite player is Freeman,
Freddie
and
Freeman, yeah,
dude, he is killing it. And apparently I missed the well, I don't know if are you following
oh
scores?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I
obviously.
am, yeah,
I missed the first part of the game, but yeah, he had another home run again.
yeah. First
Killer,
player
man.
in history to hit a home run in the first
Yeah,
four games of the World Series. So,
yeah.
um,
Do they like every other sport? I know they have league MVPs, and so to my understanding, because I was trying to do a quick Google search, but obviously I hear it from a pro like you. So league MVPs.
mhm.
MLB doesn't do it by league; they do it by division or conference, right? Or can
Well,
one
yeah,
person
it's
win?
a league. It's a league thing. So it's
So
like
they're
the American League and National League.
right. But what I mean is like, so because like what I did a quick Google search of who's going to be an MVP this year, it says Aaron Judge is going to win the American League or whatever. Yeah, right. And then Otani is going to win the National League. But what I'm saying is that is there like a like MLB MVP? Okay, so there'll always be there'll always be two MVPs every year.
Yeah, typically, yeah. Like, I guess technically they hand out like it's not really an award, right? It's like
Yeah,
they just do an American League and a National League, and then they
yeah,
kind of will argue who had the better, you know,
right,
across the board, and then
right,
that'll be like your major league MVP.
right.
Um, but yeah, usually it's the top AL and top NL guy, but there's not really a specific award for
Right.
overall the entire
Right.
league.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, another question I got about. So I guess our first topic, our first discussions of the day is just talking about baseball. Um, Especially for those who don't know. probably just as curious as I am. So I just learned that a Cy Young award is basically the MVP pitcher or the
Yeah.
best pitcher, and
Mhm.
that there's also two, or is there only one per year?
It was two, AL
Two.
and
Okay, so
NL.
both.
Hmm.
Is there ever a time when someone won both Cy Young and MVP?
Um, I'm pretty sure there has been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I was gonna say Cy Young and MVP. I'm trying to think. Yeah, normally like because they're kind of so different, there's usually not a person who wins
Yeah.
both.
Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, it's possible Otani could have had a chance to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say like I'm trying to think of the last usually it's a pitcher. Like obviously it's gonna be the pitcher, not the
Right,
hitter.
right, right, right.
Yeah, I think the only person that really comes to mind just off the top of my head recent
Yeah,
years um it's probably Clayton Kershaw. Now the guy who just passed away, the Dodgers great, like the Fernando Valenzuela guy
okay, yeah,
who kind of stormed the scene back in the 80s. I think he won the Cy Young and Rookie of the Year.
yeah.
So there was that. I don't know if he won MVP that year, but pretty sure he won Rookie of the Year. But yeah, no, I think I think the only one I can remember was like Clayton Kershaw back in like I don't know, 10 years ago at this point. I
Yeah.
think. I imagine that Justin Verlander is probably up there as one of the guys in recent years. But other than that, I can't tell you any of the old guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Nice.
yeah. So it's just one of those things. But there's so many different awards in baseball. There's
Yeah.
like the monthly and weekly honors thing that kind
Yeah,
of
I know.
they do.
I was like going through it and I'm like, what the fuck?
The
It's like
Gold Glove for every
yeah.
position.
I haven't even looked at that, but I
The
saw there was so many and I
yeah
was like, honestly, I gotta chill.
yeah Roberto Clemente Award.
Yeah.
No, that's a thing. And then yeah,
Um,
but I mean, I
no,
guess
that's
those are really the only big ones, I guess. And then you got
yeah,
MVPs of like certain series and that kind of stuff in the playoffs.
yeah. No, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it'll be yeah, it'll be interesting. I can see if the Dodgers win,
Yeah.
and they're ramping up, Freddie Freeman. If he doesn't win like the World Series MVP, I would be
No,
honestly shocked.
yeah, me too. I honestly think he is the Series MVP. So has there ever been a World Series MVP that wasn't on the winning team? You know how
That
like some
I
yeah,
don't know. I feel like
yeah,
that's a discussion all the time because there's always a player that just plays crazy and they might
yeah,
not be on the winning team. But I can't
right.
tell you off the top of my head if there was one in recent years. I know there's been players that played really well.
Yeah,
Um, but I don't know if they won the MVP
right,
because usually it goes to the winning team's
right.
player.
No, that's all fascinating, man. I mean, shoot. Yeah, I mean, it's been very interesting to watch. And it's I'm excited to, you know, after our catch up, get back to it and see the rest of the game.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And it was
Yeah.
funny because I saw just a couple plays of the
Yeah.
of the of the game. I don't know if you saw it, but like Mookie Betts went into he's playing right field and he went to
Oh, yep. I just watched that one and the
yeah.
fans.
The fan
Okay.
like literally
Yeah.
was like trying to pull
Dude,
the ball out of his glove. I'm like, bro,
they're idiots,
what are
man.
you doing right now?
Honestly, I was like hoping to see more I'm sure it's going to be trending, but I was hoping to see like the screen cuts of them getting ejected from the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
okay. One thing is to interfere, right? Just like that Dodgers guy in game one.
yeah.
Um, one thing is to interfere, but like you literally were like holding him hostage and prying his hands,
Yeah.
and then when he tried to fight you off, the other friend like literally held on to his other arm. Yeah, dude, those guys are idiots,
I
man.
think I think the my favorite part was the guy was like, "Well, no, he was in the stands. Like it was it's fair game." And I'm like,
I
"Bro, the
know.
guy caught it like a second
Yeah,
or
it
two
was
seconds
literally,
before you
yeah,
even attempted to do anything." You guys are
literally in his
crazy.
hands. Yeah, I was laughing. I was like, yeah, I saw that one.
I was just like,
Um,
"What are we doing here?" And then I like some of
yeah,
the comments are just like, "Damn, that Yankee fan's fighting harder than the Yankees are."
yeah, that's true though.
It's yeah, it's
Um,
funny.
yeah, but yeah. Oh man, yeah, I saw that one. It's so funny. And
Yeah.
I was like such a because it zoomed in on slow motion of like the Yankee fans like arguing with the umpire, and I'm like, that's such typical Yankee New Yorkers.
Yeah, I just
Um,
yeah, I think my favorite part is him trying to explain, like, well, no,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
he was in the, and then they
yeah,
slow mo it, and it's like, bro, what are you doing?
yeah. Oh man. All
That's
right.
funny.
Yeah. Well, good catch up on baseball. Uh let's see. Let's jump into our reaction, pretty quick.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty interesting, slow news week, right? Outside of politics, right? Everyone's like slow news week. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of crazy political stuff going on, but we don't talk much politics here. Unless, yeah, whatever. But but relatively slow news week, but pretty interesting overall. I thought we would share because it affects like our livelihoods. But check this one out. This one's going back to traveling.
mm,
So, uh, American Airlines just recently is testing out a new technology that alerts, like audibly alerts passengers and everyone in the seating area if someone or anyone tries to board before their group is actually called. So apparently, like this new system will actually make like a loud beeping noise when someone is out of order, from like their group being called. Um, and you know how it will alert is obviously you have a scanning system. So if you get scanned, it will make an audible alert. Now I don't know if they turn you away saying like, oh, wrong thing, or they just like send you through. But apparently this new thing is supposed to take the pressure off the gate agent, so that they don't have to confront, you know, the passenger. And so far right now, apparently American Airlines is saying this testing system is going well. Right now it's only in two places, three places actually: Albuquerque, Tucson, and DC. So maybe we'll hit up our boy Dustin and see if he's going to take an American airline flight and test that out
yeah,
for us. But I think it's pretty cool because there's always that weird culture, right, of everyone lining up very early. Um, and now I understand it's because limited headspace capacity. Everyone wants to make sure that they're guaranteed their spot, but overall, it's just weird. And but this man is a whole game changer. It might force everyone to sit down and just get up when your number is called. And I don't know, man. I kind of like it. Personally, for me, all right, I'm a little bougie, right? I mean, we don't fly first class, but you know, when it's not when it's not ridiculous, we always upgrade to like comfort level, right? Or whatever the first five five sections behind first class is, which is usually like those economy plus seats, right? So we're usually like pretty first to board after first class. So I can't complain. Plus, with the way that we travel now, we start learning that time is money, and so we pay for our check-ins now. So literally all we have on us is just our backpack, so everything is good to go there. So
yeah,
so I don't really worry too much about needing the headspace anymore.
yeah,
But still, I think this is cool because it gets everyone to shut up, sit down. listen clearly or look clearly for your group, and everything should be nice and orderly. Hopefully.
Hopefully. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. That's the kicker.
yeah,
Um,
that's the
yeah,
kicker.
yeah. Maybe we'll reach out to Dustin and see what he thinks about this for us, and maybe he'll be out there, boots on the ground for us.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah,
Who knows? Maybe I'll fly American just to see.
yeah. Fly American. Let us know.
Well, it's funny because like I'm supposed to be going to spring training
Yeah. Are
in
you going?
March.
You're going with Joe Mar and them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Joe
so
Mar
I'm yeah.
asked me about it, but I was like, nah, I'm not going that week.
Oh, dude, you should. No,
No.
it's funny because like
Maybe, yeah,
you think it'd be easier for me. I'm closer to Phoenix at this point,
yeah,
being in the Bay.
yeah,
Um, but the only flights that I can do because they've already booked their flights because you know them, they booked their flights.
yeah. Like
And they were
like
just
10
like,
years in
oh yeah,
advance. Yeah,
we booked the flights already. I'm like, what the heck, dude?
yeah,
They're like, well, they're the cheapest. I'm like, maybe. I don't know.
yeah,
If they are, but we'll see. So they booked their flights and they're like, yeah, we got our flight at whatever 8 o'clock and we'll be there at 10 or I don't know what time that they're going or whatever it is.
right.
They might be leaving earlier, probably like 7, and then they get there at 11 p.m. or something. I have no idea, but
Yeah,
I digress. Anyways, in order for me to do that, because I was like, oh, I'll just meet them at the airport. So I was like, there's
yeah,
surely there's a flight going directly into Phoenix. I'm closer than they are to Phoenix. Nah, man. If I want to take a flight, like say if I want to stick on like Alaska, for
yeah.
instance, I have to fly to Portland or Seattle and then to Phoenix from
You're
San Francisco, Sacramento, Oakland, or San Jose.
Are
The
you
four
serious?
major airports out here.
What wait, what's going on?
Dude, I don't know. And then, well, and here's the kicker. So if I do want to take a direct flight with Alaska,
Yeah.
it's a flight operated by American.
What?
But I can book through Alaska.
That's so weird.
But I was just like, bro, what the hell?
Yeah.
And each way is like $300. So I'm like paying essentially
Really?
$600. I'm like, dude, I am
Just
closer
for
than they are. What the hell is this?
Honestly, dude, I feel like it'd be cheaper for you to rent a car and drive there.
Literally, I
Yeah.
was like, I said, hey, I'm actually tempted because it's about 650 miles. And
That is
that's
so
about
crazy.
12 hours. I do have to
Yeah.
go through a mountain range, but at the same time, I'm just like, dude, what the hell?
That's
And
so
I got
crazy
to
to
go
me.
down through LA and all that stuff to get there. But
Yeah.
I'm just like, what the heck, man? Like, why do I got to fly all the way to Seattle? Now I can fly like Southwest.
Yeah.
The only issue is their flight times are horrendous. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, I can't win. I was like, if I want to meet them there, I got to take the entire day off that Thursday just
Yeah.
to get in at the same time as them. And then the flights back are even worse because they're flying out
That's
at like
crazy.
6:45 in the morning
Yeah.
on Sunday to get back home. And I'm like, damn, y'all really picked that early of a flight.
Well, can you fly direct home, or you have to again go
I can
through?
fly direct home through some
That's so
airlines.
weird.
But
Yeah.
Alaska, it's the same thing. I'd have to fly to Seattle and then back down. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell is this? Which is
That's so
hilarious
weird.
to think about because I'm like, the Alaska has their flight pass option or whatever. You can pay like, was it $69 a month for 6 round trip flights for the entire year, or
Huh.
129 a month, and you get
Who
12
does that?
round trip Alaska.
Wait, who did? Oh,
Yeah, they have a
I,
flight pass, but like their flight pass is it excludes Seattle, which is
yeah.
hilarious to me because
That's their home base.
that's their home base. So it's kind of funny. Here, let me just link it in
That's
chat
yeah.
for you real quick.
That's so ridiculous to me.
Yeah, so I was just like, oh, interesting that they don't include Seattle.
Yeah.
But the states that are included are Arizona, California, Nevada, Utah. So it's
Maybe
like,
they.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
So
think
it's kind of
they're trying to promote maybe like more like more usage. for
Oh
Alaska
yeah, that's
since
exactly what it is. And so it's
yeah
like, yeah, $69 per month for 12 months for
that's
option
ridiculous,
one, which
man.
is 6 round trip flights, or
Yeah,
you can get option two, which is 129 per month for 12 months for
yeah,
12, basically a trip every month, a round trip credit every month,
yeah.
which,
That's so crazy to me.
if you think about that, if you travel enough, 12 round trip flights for $129 per month, you're
Yeah,
basically paying a round trip flight for $129,
which is pretty good,
which
very
is
good.
not bad. If you do the
Actually,
six
that's a
month
steal.
option,
Actually,
yeah, it
yeah,
is. The 6 month option will still put you at 140 for a round trip. So it's like, that's
yeah,
actually really good. But again, you can really only fly between Sonoma, San Francisco, Monterey, San Luis Obispo, Los Angeles, San Diego, Orange County, Palm Springs, Phoenix, Tucson, Las Vegas, Burbank, San Jose, Fresno, Sacramento, Reno, and Salt Lake City.
wow,
Which, yeah, so if you look at the link, it gives you the little map, and I'm like, that's cool. And we got excited when they first announced it. I was like, oh shit, West Coast, like we can just fly up to Seattle. Why don't we just pay this $140?
yeah,
Because we're not going to fly up 12 times, you know what I mean? But it was like,
yeah.
oh, we'll pay this thing. And then we looked at the map and we're like, Seattle's not even included. What the heck?
Oh my
Which is
gosh,
crazy because I'm like, all right.
yeah,
So I think it's funny that San Francisco has a direct flight to Phoenix, but it's
right.
like, I'm like, when I looked, I was like, there ain't no direct flight. I gotta go land somewhere, and it's not even a flight operated by Alaska Airlines. What the hell
That's
is
so
this?
crazy. Yeah.
So, anyways, I
Well,
thought it
hopefully
was
you get it
funny.
figured out. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I got time. Travel Tuesday for those listening. Travel Tuesday is December 8th this year. That is the day that they say that you get the cheapest flights for booking and all that stuff for
Yeah.
3 to 4 months out. So I'll start looking at it again at that point, but it's just, yeah, it's like one of those things. I think other than the timing not working out super great last year because I was traveling for work and there was large events, and that's why I couldn't go
Yeah.
last year. I remember now I had that same issue. I was like, I can't even get a direct flight into Phoenix from any of the things in Northern California, which is insane to me.
That is wild. Yeah.
um I'm like, I might as well just go to fly into LA and then take a straight shot that way.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, let me just figure out which flights do that. But like I said, I could fly like Southwest or heaven forbid United. Jesus, I hate
Oh
United.
yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Actually, yeah. United's not too bad for
it's
me.
not
For me.
horrible. Well, I
It,
don't
it,
know. Some people live,
it's
obviously, but I've had 3 bad experiences with United. So I'm like, dude,
yeah.
I've only
It's
flown United like 5, 6 times, and half of them were
yeah.
bad. So I'm like, dude, I can't.
It's a bad like it's an outdated plane. I'll give you that. But I
Oh
fly it
yeah.
often because it's it's hometown of Chicago. So
Oh yeah, no, for
we'll go
sure.
to Chicago.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. However, again, we're a little bougie, so we spend a little more to be up closer.
Yeah.
And never any problems. But I will admit, it is a very dingy and old plane. Um, I've never seen a new United plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, even on my flight home recently from Chicago, when I got back from Chicago like a couple weeks ago, or
Yeah.
2, 3 weeks ago, my freaking it does come with a headboard movie thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my thing didn't even work. Like I couldn't even like I couldn't so like I was like, luckily it was a red eye flight, so I was like, ended up just going to sleep. But come on, man, I wanted to watch a movie.
Yeah.
Because they
Yeah.
had some good movies out that I wanted to watch that was for free. And but I couldn't even like get past the first screen. Like, you can scroll to like see other movies. I couldn't get past that because the scrolling button didn't work.
Oh
And then
my
finally, when I
God.
decided on a random movie that I could select, the audio didn't even work either. So it was just like this. You can hear it, but overall, it has like this also like this like very sharp feedback as well. And
Yeah.
so it's like, yeah,
Jeez.
I'm not gonna be having my headphones on for 3 hours with this sharp feedback.
That's
Um,
crazy.
yeah. And then I was like, you know what? Like, go to sleep. And then Vanessa watched her movie on her screen. I'm like, Yeah, we could have watched it too, but together. But I was just like, it's kind of an awkward angle, for me
Yeah.
at least to like, look at her screen because again, it's an old airplane, so it's like the screens aren't meant to be shared.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I'm just looking at the flights again just because I was like, oh yeah, let me just see.
yeah,
And it's the same. Yeah. The cheapest
that's
round trip
funny.
flight is $380 through
Yeah,
American.
that's so funny.
Yeah,
Um,
American three, yeah. And then Southwest. Southwest is actually more expensive. Go figure.
yeah, because of their new thing now.
Yeah, their new thing,
Yeah,
United,
with
and then Alaska's the fourth, but Alaska comes in at a whopping $454. So
wow,
I was like, damn, man, I might as well just drive my ass to
honestly,
I was like, honestly, like I could get on 650 miles. Like, I know that's a long ass drive and a long ass day because that's
yeah,
12 hours in the car. I would literally have to take all of Thursday off to get there at the same time they did.
right,
And then I would have to drive back by myself Sunday because they leave at 6:45 or whatever their flight time is, which is early as shit. But
right.
I would just leave at that time as well. Like if I have to drop them off at the airport at 6 a.m., then I would just start my drive back to um San Francisco or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's the hard part because obviously I'd have to go through.
How,
I'd hit every major city. You know what I
jeez.
mean? Like
Yeah.
L.A., San Francisco. I'm like, oh my god.
So realistically, how long of a drive is it?
Realistically, here let's look.
Yeah. Like,
Driving.
given like traffic, all the typical major commutes.
Yeah, let's see. Phoenix.
Yeah.
Driving by car. It is a 12-hour and 4-minute drive currently. It's actually 760 miles.
Wow.
766 miles. It's taking me through San Francisco, San Jose, LA, and then I got to go through what is that? Well, if it opens the map, I'll be able to tell you.
Yeah.
I have to go through Joshua Tree National Park.
Joshua Tweet.
The Tweet. I
Yeah.
have to go through the national park, which would be kind of cool. This would be a nice drive if I was not doing it alone. Let me just say that
Yeah,
much.
exactly. That's what I was gonna say. That
It's like,
sounds like a really good drive.
yeah, it's a nice scenic drive going through San Francisco, San Jose,
Yeah. If
everything
you
in the
want, yeah.
central California, which is really nothing. It's just kind of farmland
Yeah.
until you get to Bakersfield and all that, and then you're kind of in Southern California at that point.
Right. But do you want to
Um,
pull
oh
another
no, I know that's what
Washington trip?
I'm saying. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
technically it's closer to drive to Washington. That's 650 miles. Maybe that's where
Yeah.
I was getting the 600 miles from. But 766, it says 12 hours with usual traffic, which if
Yeah.
there's any other traffic, it's going to be 14. So yeah, if I left at like 6 a.m., I would still get there probably at 10 p.m.,
Yeah.
which, would be 16 hours at that point. But, you got to stop and do the things and all that. But then I'd have my car at least to drive around in Arizona. But
Yeah.
the only thing, so 766 miles, I'd probably fill up 3 times. And the way gas is, honestly,
Hmm.
that kind of depends, I guess. It would
Yeah.
be
And just putting those mileage on your car for,
oh yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Oh, for sure.
and
That's
yeah.
I was gonna
Because like
say
I said,
that's a
if like
quarter
for
of a oil change.
yeah, like I said, if like let's say Allie was going with you and you guys were gonna maybe like, stay a day later, after the boys leave, that's kind of a fun couple trip, and
Yeah.
that's reason to put good mileage on your car. But if it's just you for like something like this, yeah, it's better if you rent a car if you're gonna make that drive.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah,
Yeah. The other option would be like if I really wanted to do this, I haven't looked at it completely yet. But I could just do I could drive to like Central California or
yeah,
even just drive to LA because LA is about a 6 hour drive.
hmm,
Boring as hell, but it's a 6 hour drive. But I could get
yeah,
down to LA and then I could just, you know, park my car in the LAX and then just take a flight over.
Oh, so you oh, I see. So your nearest hub of flights that you usually take doesn't have a direct, but LAX does. But that's a 6 hour
LAX
drive.
says, yeah, and
Honestly, man,
LAX.
that sounds better actually.
Yeah, it's because that's LAX is about 400 miles from
Yeah.
us.
But geez, that is still
So
so
it,
fucking
it is
long.
far. It is far. Like I said, it's a
Yeah.
6 hour drive. Yeah, when you put it in time versus miles, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, 6 hours. I don't know what that is. It's
No,
about
I
400 miles.
mean, actually, you know what? No, that's a bad idea. If it was now,
Like
if it
I
was a
said,
3 hour
it's
drive, maximum 3 hours, that's doable, right? Because that's like Seattle to Portland, right? Seattle to Pullman, right? So it's like,
I was gonna say Seattle Portland's not even 3 hours anymore. It's like
yeah, I
two
mean, you're getting
thirty.
used to it. Yeah. But you know what I mean though? Like that's doable, you
Yeah.
know. But 6 hours, man, that's a weekend trip, you know.
No, I know.
Yeah.
That's a 6 hours is probably the most that I'd want to stay in a car in one go,
Yeah.
anyways,
Yeah.
without having to take a break or doing something.
Right.
Um, yeah, I mean, I could 3 hours would put me in roughly Fresno. So I don't know, like, I don't know if
Well,
there's any flights out of Fresno. Who knows?
Fresno has flights. Yeah, maybe check Fresno.
Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah,
yeah.
I hope
Who
figure
knows?
it out, man. Keep me updated.
I know. I'm curious.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I'd have to, like I said, I'd have to take off more time than those guys would.
yeah,
And with a wedding coming up and all of that,
yeah.
I don't know
Exactly.
if I can do that. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Nah, the flights from there are a lot more options from
Direct.
Fresno, but they're still
Yeah.
about the same price. And I'd rather just
Mm.
pay the price to only have to drive to San Francisco if that was the case.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, man.
But I'm sure the now I'm just curious what the flights out of LAX would be.
Hmm.
Let's look. I like how there's some that's like, oh, multiple airlines connecting. Nah, it's still like 250 for a flight.
Yeah.
I might
Not
as
worth
well
it.
just pay the it's not worth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
it is what I don't know why flying into Arizona is so expensive. Like that doesn't make
Yeah.
sense to me, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
if I did drive, obviously that's like I said 770 miles essentially.
That's probably the best
And that's
option, assuming you're renting a car, though.
yeah, if I rent a
Yeah.
car, like
Yeah.
or if I drive my own, obviously that's wear and tear on my vehicle,
Exactly.
which is the unfortunate part. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things like
I mean,
if I lived in LA, I could
yeah.
justify making the drive to Arizona like pretty
Yeah.
easily because that's,
Yeah.
350 miles. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
just yeah, because 760 would be about 3 tanks of gas. So I mean that would
Yeah.
be roughly, I don't know what that is, 100 and $200, 200 and
Yeah, like
if
a
I'm
little
hitting
under 200.
Costco's.
Yeah, a little under $200, and that's just being generous,
Yeah.
or overestimating. Because nowadays, gas to fill up a full tank we have the same Subaru, so
Yeah.
what, a little over $50 from
Yeah,
empty,
depending
assuming.
on where you go, 50
Usually I
to
go Costco. Yeah,
yeah, 50 to $75 is usually about a
yeah,
full tank. So,
yeah. So estimated roughly under $200. Yeah,
yeah,
like
I mean,
get plus or minus $200.
yeah, and that's the thing. It's like obviously you
Yeah,
do put wear and tear on your own car, but
exactly. That's the crazy one.
it's under $200 one way, and then you pay the same going back. But then you're not paying a rental car fee, you know, because
Yeah,
whatever that is for 3 days with a rental car, that's probably going to be
yeah.
a couple $100 anyways. So yeah, I don't know.
Uh,
You
well, keep
basically
us updated,
save
man.
just the flight. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We'll see how it
yeah.
goes. I don't
We'll
know.
we'll see how. Yeah, we'll
I don't know
see.
the
I'm sure
play.
you're gonna be booking it soon, or at least in the next couple months.
Yeah, it'll be in the next
Yeah,
couple months, and like I said,
yeah,
I'll figure something out.
yeah,
Hopefully I can make it down there without an issue. Um,
yeah,
yeah, because even if
yeah,
I want to use miles, like I have a ton of Alaska miles, but I'd have to
yeah,
fly up to Seattle and then fly back. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because that's the option. Because I can't take the direct flight because it's an American Airlines flight. So it's like,
yeah,
oh, I want to use miles, but you have to make a pit stop in Portland or Seattle, and then we can get
yeah.
you. I'm like, okay, sure. I mean, I guess there's the mountain range there,
Yeah.
but it's, I don't know. It's the same issue we had when we were trying to fly into Colorado.
Right. Right.
I was like, y'all don't have any direct flights from San Francisco to Colorado? This is
Yeah.
okay. Sure, I guess. Or yeah, or
Well,
they just
keep
don't
us
like
updated
flying over
on.
that mountain range,
Yeah.
I guess. I have no idea. No idea.
Yeah. Well, keep us updated on that journey, and maybe we'll get an update next week
I don't know if we'll get one next week, but yeah.
or next or whatever. Yeah. But let's move on to our last topic of the night, or our last article to react to of the night. This one's pretty cool. Um, I've never experienced it, but it's a big meme, still popular and current meme. The idea that McDonald's always have a broken ice cream machine, right? I don't know about you, man. I personally never encountered that. Every McDonald's that I go to, and I'm not even talking about like fancy McDonald places, but when I order a McFlurry or ice cream, whatever, I always get it. So I don't know where these memes are, but obviously there's some truth to memes, right?
Yeah. I think I've encountered one machine
Yeah,
that was broken, and that's because
yeah,
and I don't know if it could also just be the call of whoever's working.
yeah,
1
yeah,
a.m.,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like
Oh yeah,
no
1
one, no
a.m.
one wants to
Yeah,
fucking make ice cream at 1
yeah,
a.m. You know what I mean?
yeah. But hear me out. So apparently there's some truth to broken machines countrywide, because there was a new ruling like literally last week by the U.S. Copyright Office. There was a new rule that apparently all the machines that are all in these McDonald's and most what do you call it? Most fast food restaurants,
Mhm.
they're copyrighted. That so when they break, it's a monopoly of who gets to fix it. Like
Yeah.
McDonald's can't just call any random third party contractor to come fix it. However, this new law that just passed that should be actually active today allows third party manufacturers to be able to bypass, whatever the monopolized locks or whatever to fix these machines. So now, they can finally get outside help and potentially, I don't know if it's going to change anything, because like you said, it could just be whoever was working that day just wanted to lie about the broken machines.
Yeah. Right.
But now it ends the monopoly on repairs, and franchise owners can now go out there and hire anybody to fix their machines and get those ice creams out the door. So good news for everybody. Time to retire that meme, and we'll see how it goes. Um, but yeah, I thought it was interesting, man. I mean, like, like, you know, you don't realize unless you're in a certain industry, how many things you don't realize of your day to day, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, who would have thought that you can copyright? Because we all know about copyright, right? Like, don't use music, artist music that you didn't get wrote or licensed to use, right? In anything commercialized. You can't just take a random picture of I don't know, a celebrity without their permission and sell their product, right? And like, we all understand those type of copyright works, but who would have thought, at least for me, you can copyright actual maintenance of certain products as well. So yeah. So go out there, get your McFlurry. Now you have you have some ground to argue with uh the employees about why their machine should actually be working. No, I'm just kidding. Please don't argue with employees, man. They're already having a hard job and they're already busy and don't need to deal with your bullshit.
Seriously.
But hey, man, the odds are in your favor now that you could go to any McDonald's and the ice cream machine is more likely to be fixed.
It's true. That's
Yeah,
a good thing. I mean, it's
yeah,
always good.
yeah. All right, man. Well, kept it short and sweet tonight. We'll let you off the hook. Let us both off the hook so we can go enjoy the rest of this game and see if it's going to be a new champion tonight or extend the series to the rest of the week. Any final thoughts before we wrap it up and call it good night?
No, I think I'm good. Think I'm think I'm good.
There you go, man. All right. Well, thank you. It's always great catching up with you, bro. We're signing off. I'd like to end with our favorite saying: keep talking with each other, keep thinking together, keep growing with each other. We'll see y'all next time.